ESPN, Unicaja taking on Cerámica for the third-place game, the championship game to follow a little bit later on today on ESPN. Mark Brown along with Hall of Famer Gail Goodrich as we get ready for this Spanish derby, pitting Unicaja, a team that struggled through most of the year but turned it on late. Now, Carlos Cabezas, a key guy for Unicaja, is not going to be around. He had eye surgery yesterday.
Yeah, he played very, very well. Really was one of the reasons that they came back in that third quarter in the semifinal game. But he obviously had a big injury there with the eye and had surgery, so he will not be available. He had 13 points in that very important semifinal game against CSKA Moscow.
And more injury news. Bernie Rodriguez, who you saw there briefly with that layup, he will be out with a thigh injury as well. And that, of course, on top of Santiago, who's been out for several games now. Now we go to the other side. Serkan Erdogan was one of the few bright spots in their loss in the semifinals. He's got a neck problem. Also will not play today. That's going to leave a void.
Yeah, it will. I mean, again, this is a guy that came off the bench and really, played very, very well. Got 11 points for Tau. And really, like you said, was one of the bright spots in that loss to Panathinaikos.
Santiago Splitter there, the star young big man, is going to be looking for a big performance. Tau lost yesterday. A relatively solid performance by Panathinaikos. Never really threatened in that one. So a 14-point loss. So what's left for these teams in the Euroleague Final Four is a chance to claim third place. Unicaja versus Tau coming up on ESPN. On the chalkboard, you saw Sergio Scariola, the coach of Unicaja, trying for some last-minute adjustments before their matchup with Tau. Two rivals from the Spanish League. Tau has been making the Final Four of the Euroleague Championships for a few years now. This is Unicaja's first ever visit. These two teams know each other extremely well, both coming off some disappointment from 2 days ago, losing in the semifinals, but still certainly with something to play for here in the third-place game. So we're going to see some changes in the starting lineups for each side with some injury issues with Erdogan and Peker for Tau Cerámica. Reportedly out of this game with some nagging injuries. Santiago, Cabezas, and Rodriguez out on the Unicaja side. Luis Scola, though, is out there. The all-Euroleague first-team selection, as most everyone would have imagined. And we'll have some more news later on that. Both the first and second team all-Euroleague selections came out at the banquet last night, as well as the Euroleague season MVP.
Well, Mark, both these teams really struggled offensively in the semis. Unicaja only scored 50 points, Tau 53. So this will be interesting to see if they can pick up their offense here in this ball game. Unicaja, of course, is a team that has really been undersized, and now they're going to miss Cabezas, and it looks like even Rodriguez might not play. I guess he's a game-time decision, but they're two offensive players that try to score from the outside. So Unicaja is really at a disadvantage here. They really, the roster has been depleted a great deal.
That it has in the red. Tau with Thiago Splitter ready to jump it up, along with Carlos Jimenez. A large size advantage up front for Tau, as Unicaja has had to deal with much bigger lineups throughout their whole season, particularly since Daniel Santiago has gone down. But it is Unicaja taking the opening tip. Faison and Pepe Sanchez in the backcourt. Up front, Carlos Jimenez, and then a near steal on the very opening possession. It will remain with Unicaja. Yuri Welch out there along with Carlos Jimenez up front for Unicaja. See Fred House there along with Thiago Splitter, Luis Scola as well in their starting lineup, along with Rekicevich and Prigioni. Faison the drive, sets up the baseline look from 15 feet. Won't go for Ignacio De Miguel.
Yeah, De Miguel, we got to realize he came in with to Athens here with 2 broken teeth, so he's really been a little down in the weather as well.
Scola holding it out, gives to Rekicevich. firing from deep beyond the arc, and it will rebound out of bounds and over to Unicaja.
Yeah, Rakocevic really has struggled in the semifinal game. Of course, one of the great shooters in Euroleague basketball, and actually was the top scorer this year, and also a second-team All-Euroleague player.
Little inside-out action poked away by Fred House. He's had quick hands defensively on these first two possessions.
All right, we have Pepe Sanchez, really a clever guy running the point.
And there's Jimenez open for three, and it rebounds out over the top of the backboard, but still in bounds. Another chance, a fresh 24.
And both teams, again, off slow here on the offensive end.
Sanchez shows three, now tries to take Prigioni to the baseline and draws a little hand check foul. First on Prigioni.
Yeah, nice move there by Pepe. Little fake left, moving right. Prigioni.
Double Argentine point guards going head-to-head in this matchup. Pepe surveying the situation, looking for Faison, has him beyond the arc. Faison letting fly and hits for the opening score of the game.
Yeah, nice movement off the ball by Faison there, running off the picks, getting the ball, good execution, good timing, and knocks down the three in rhythm.
Nice look inside. Scola finding his fellow big man, Thiago Splitter, for two.
There's the run out and the turnover. Pass led a little bit too much for Di Miguel. Here we take a look at Faison. Nice square up to the basket, knocking down the three.
Prigioni misfires intended for Splitter.
Both teams look a little sluggish here in the opening minutes here of action.
Sergio Scariolo will not come away with his first Euroleague title, but did a great job turning this season into something after just a 7-7 regular season start. Yuri Wells getting in trouble, but finds Jimenez. Jimenez blocked by Fred House, who came out of nowhere. Wells will try again inside, and a shot clock violation.
Boy, what a sensational block that time by Freddie House, coming from the weak side. We're going to take another look at it. Here he comes all the way over, gets that ball on the way up. Just an outstanding block that time by Freddie House.
Rakocevic gives on top to Scola. Now it's Prigioni.
Running the pick and roll.
Nowhere to go with it. Good defense. Jimenez took it away. And then throws it away right into traffic. Rakocevic gave up the dribble. A little disorganization here with the basketball, but Tau will have a chance to reset. 3 minutes in, only 2 baskets in the game. Prigioni takes it all the way.
Yeah, Prigioni and Scola running the pick and roll very, very well. No one picked up Prigioni, just took it right to the hoop. Excellent play, excellent execution.
Jimenez trying to make something happen, and a kick violation by the Tau defense will give the ball right back to Unicaja.
Here we're going to take another look. Goes strong to the hoop off the glass.
Unicaja hit 2 of their first 3 shots from the field. They've got a couple of turnovers as well. Faison and Sanchez playing catch. Now Faison takes it to the hole, drops it down into the post, gets it back. Beautiful give and go, but Faison couldn't finish.
Really nice give and go, like you said.
Scola takes the feed, and a hard foul from Jimenez.
In transition, Tau running the floor. Scola, one of the best at the power forward position, filling the lane here. Goes up strong, gets the foul.
Well, it all started there. Faison thought he was fouled getting it to the hole there. Scariolo probably thought the same thing.
Yeah, here we're taking a look. There's the contact right there. Lots of contact. The officials let it go. And Faison, I think, has a little bit of a gripe here on that particular call.
Scola the miss. He had a particularly off game in the semifinal loss for Tau against Panathinaikos. Only 6 points. Did have 7 rebounds in the game, but 4 turnovers, and was saddled with foul trouble throughout a lot of it. So clearly he looking for a better performance here today. Also, other high scorers like Rakocevic also really struggling. Only 4 points in 26 minutes. So that offensively challenged performance scale that you've mentioned, and obviously some great defense from Panathinaikos, really shut down the Stars for Tau 2 days ago.
Yeah, well, Tau, of course, is really during the season was one of the better offensive teams in Euroleague play, and they just really did struggle. But this is a team that has a lot of finesse. They're very explosive. It's a slashing type offense, but they really did lose their composure late in that ball game. Missed a lot of free throws, and the switching defense that Panathinaikos put on them really affected their ability to get some high percentage shots.
Good stroke off the screen. Yuri Welsh has his first basket. And a turnover. Here comes Pepe Sanchez leading the break. Right inside and back out. De Miguel didn't like his chances against Scola in that situation. 5.5 to play in the first quarter.
And Unicaja, what we're seeing here is really good patience and good judgment there on the transition. A nice pass that time by Sanchez.
Carlos Jimenez nailing the 3. Unicaja with the 3-point advantage. Just about the halfway point of the first quarter. Rakocevic has been quiet here in the early going. He draws a foul, trying to go on Marcus Faison.
Well, Rakocevic here. We're going to take a look at the shot before there by Jimenez, and knocked it down on the pick and roll, or the pick and pop, actually. Unicaja now will go into their zone, 2-3 zone on the out-of-bounds play.
Scola in a post-up, draws a lot of attention. They go to the other side. Now it's Splitter. A little inside out for Rakocevic. Had a man in his face and dribbled 3 that tied at 8. But a quick run out. Yuri Welsh, you've got to keep an eye on him.
Yeah, great run out. Good decision by Welsh to leave a little early. And really no transition defense whatsoever by Tau on that play.
Jimenez kicked the ball in defense, and it'll be Tau basketball underneath.
We'll see the run out here. Splitter's back a little bit, but Welsh uses his body, screens Splitter from the ball, and goes up strong for the easy 2.
Rakocevic walked, trying to make too many moves at once, and called for the travel.
Yeah, Rakocevic with the turnover, trying to make a little bit too much happening instead of letting the game really come to him.
There's a turnover story. 7 here in the opening 5.5 minutes combined. So a little bit sloppy play here in the third place game. Faison, the baseline drive, and foul by Fred House.
Faison, I like his quickness. He's a combo guard. Can really penetrate and create at 6'5". He's got a lot of athletic ability. This is a couple times now he's showing the real quickness, that first step going to the hoop.
Pepe Sanchez off the inbound, backs it out. Now they put it in the hands of Faison on the wing. Pepe wants a post up, but got no position at all. Prigioni pokes it away. And with still 15 on the shot clock, plenty of time for Unicaja.
Prigioni, a really good defensive player, one of the better ones in the Euroleague.
Steal by Freddie House. Just picked the pocket of Faison off the pass and dunks it home.
Nice defense that time by House. House, who really struggled in that game, in the semifinal game. Really was like 0 for 11 from the floor, but he's got off to a good start here. He's come up with a little bit of aggressive defense to ignite his offense.
Well, splits 2 defenders, but then lost the ball. It is House who will bring it up. Unicaja is back with a defense set. Prigioni fires into the lane. Splitter out to the corner. This is Rakocevic for 3. Great ball movement for Tau.
Yeah, absolutely. And Rakocevic really can knock down that 3, but it was good inside out and reverse action play.
De Miguel going for Sanchez. Tries a behind the back pass right up the hip of his defender and countryman Prigioni. Bozidar Malkovich looking on with his 4 Euroleague titles to his credit. Right now his team with a 3-point lead. Each of the teams tonight is at 2 of their 3 3-point shots. And a foul out on the perimeter. Prigioni will pick up the personal. That should be number 2 on him.
A little too aggressive, trying to deny Sanchez the ball.
Look at Florent Petrus into the game off the bench for Unicaja. Prigioni will go to sit with the 2 fouls. Normally we'd see Zoran Planic in. And we do. Number 10 in red. He will guard Sanchez with the ball.
That's an interesting matchup between those two. Of course, both players played in the NBA.
Faison from deep in the corner. Great rebound from Petrus. Right back out. Fresh shot clock for Unicaja. Welsh likes his quickness matchup. Goes right at Scola. Now it's Faison. Still 10 on the shot clock. Drive and dish. Petrus. Lefty lay-in won't go. Now it's Planic the other way. No numbers. Weaves his way back out. Almost lost it. And then draws the foul on the reach-in from Marcus Faison.
Planic a little careless with the ball. Was very, very fortunate that time. Faison now has 2 fouls, and he'll go out and sit for a while. So we're seeing a couple of players here early on pick up those fouls. Here we see good hands there by Faison. Then just got a little too aggressive and a little disgusted with himself and picking up that 2nd foul, I think.
Kostas Vasiliadis is in for his first action of this Final Four. Planic inside out. Rakocevic, 1 dribble and quick release. And Sanchez the rebound. Sanchez was hounded by 2 players, and shot clock is down to 12, and we really haven't seen Unicaja in their offense yet. Now Sanchez, bounce pass into traffic, and a foul pass intended for Jimenez.
Yeah, we're getting an opportunity to see Pepe Sanchez here. Really one of the better point guards in Europe. Very, very clever. It just makes good judgment. I like his play a lot, and he's going to see some extended minutes with all the injuries that Unicaja has.
Well, timeout on the floor. First foul of the game picked up by Igor Rakocevic. He's got 6 points for Tau. This is better than he did in the entirety of the semifinal loss. Now, what can we tell you about Luis Scola? Gold medal winning performance for Argentina.
Yeah, and he's also the all-time Euro scorer. And he has just been a solid, smart, and tough player for Tau Cerámica.
It just marked the high point on an incredible rise on the world stage for Argentina. And it was not just a fluke, that's for sure. They had begun picking up significant victories on the international level, including over the United States. And were able to culminate that by winning the gold in Athens.
You know, Argentina is really starting to become a real hotbed for foreign basketball players. We see Manu Ginobili, of course, in the U.S., and Alberto as well, playing for San Antonio. So they've really had picked up in terms of their abilities to field a national team.
Absolutely have, and of course it was a great moment a few years ago, right in this very place, that Luis Scola was able to help lead that Argentine national team to their greatest triumph on the international level. And they are here to stay. There's no doubt about it. They're great Argentine players sprinkled throughout all the top leagues in the world. And we look at another Sanchez for Unicaja. Not Pepe. Sergi Vidal comes in off the bench, wearing number 9 in red for Tau. And a 1-point game now with 2 minutes.
Good pressure this time now by defense.
Planinic surveying the situation. Now screen from Scola. Scola open from the elbow only momentarily, though.
Really good aggressive defense by Unicaja, making Tau really struggle for a good percentage shot, and time running down. Scola has to take it.
And a foul with just under a minute and a half to play. That in the first quarter. Of course, the first foul on Zoran Planinic.
Here we see the little foul with the knee. And Tau's already in the bonus here.
Thiago Splitter, 7-foot center. Sanchez at the line and drilling the second free throw. Teams going a little bit deeper into their benches in this third-place game, and there is a reason for it, of course. A couple guys injured for each side, couple key players. 13 apiece. And a foul on the baseline. That's going to go against Florent Petrus.
We'll take another look. The good hesitation there. The drive by Vidal. Vidal, who got some minutes in the semifinal game, but has not gotten a lot of action this year. He's out really most of the season with ankle surgery.
Splitter off the dribble. Little pull-up way off, but right there, Luis Scola.
Scola with a great inside position here. Taking the ball, going right back up. Tau taking advantage of their size on the offensive boards.
Wide open in the corner. 3 ball. And a great roll for Kostas Vasiliadis. And a pretty good amount of applause for him. Greek player playing for the Spanish side.
Young player, did not get an opportunity to play too much during the regular season, but it's getting a nice opportunity here today in front of the home fans.
Rakocevic trying to make something happen on the drive. Offensive foul. Credit the defense of Yuri Welsh.
Yeah, Welsh, good position here. The offhand, the left hand used by Rakocevic. Nice call by the official.
Second foul on Igor.
And he's going to have to sit.
Fred House back into the game. Replacing him.
So much like the semifinal game, Tau is really being plagued here by fouls early on. Number of players. House with 2, Rakocevic with 2, and Prigioni with 2 already. All
in the first quarter, which has just come to a conclusion. OAKA Arena in Athens, the third-place game at the Euroleague Final Four. It's a 1-point lead for Unicaja, heading for the second. Welcome back. Second quarter, Tau versus Unicaja in the third-place game at the Euroleague Final Four 2007 edition from Athens. Mark Brown along with Gail Goodrich. Glad you could be with us. Of course, later on today, the epic championship final. We'll have it for you live here on ESPN. Panathinaikos, the home team, versus CSKA Moscow, the defending champ. And a 3-second violation that goes against Tau.
Tau showing nice ball movement there on this time, last time down here on the offensive set, but Thiago Splitter's just got to take that ball up real strong when he gets in there. He was in there in the 3-second lane too long, but at 6'11", he's young, he'll learn, but he's got to go right up with that basketball quickly.
Well, inside-out action. Marco Tusek just into the game, drills a 3. And the green-clad fans of Unicaja coming all the way from Vitoria, Spain, loving what they're seeing.
Tusek, of course, he's another player that's really still recovering from injury, and even though he played in the semifinals, and of course he's getting an opportunity to play here for the third place game, but he really has not been sharp as a result of having an injury also. So Unicaja has really struggled getting healthy bodies on the court.
That three ball coming from Zoran Planinic, cutting the Unicaja lead down to 1. Marcus Brown, number 41, with the ball right now, just checked into the game for Unicaja. Missed most of this season with injury. Tusek keeps it alive, and a fresh 24 seconds for Unicaja. Alfonso Sanchez, number 22, starting the offense, and then cutting, has it knocked away. Now Sanchez has it back, sets up the lob, but Petrus couldn't control it.
Great idea, just the execution wasn't there.
Fred House crossing over. Oh, Petrus is going to be whistled for a foul, but he is upset about it.
Yeah, he thought he got it, and he did. He got a lot of ball. Here we're going to take the lob pass just a little bit too high. Great idea. And then now we're going to see House there coming back. Boy, right on the ball, but got him with the body.
Pretty well defended. Mirza Teletovic into the lineup. Played just moments in the semifinal loss for Tau versus host team Panathinaikos.
And he's a post-up player. He's a talented player, only 21 years old. Telekovic getting an opportunity here, get some experience in this third place game.
A little pressure off the inbound shown by Tau.
Look at the defense is just forcing Unicaja way out, and they're out of their comfort zone right now.
Here's Brown, gets in a lane, bumped by Fred House. Second foul on the game of Fred House.
That's a second? Yeah. Okay. Good call by the official. Just has not moved, a little slow moving his feet.
Alfonso Sanchez looking to initiate the offense. Hard time doing it. Gives to Vasiliadis. And that Tau defense really stretching things out. Marcus Brown into the lane and right back out again. 6 on the shot clock. He'll fire a 3. Offensive rebound, Tusek.
Tau working very hard defensively right now, but then gave up the second opportunity, gave up the offensive rebound. There's another offensive rebound. So Unicaja continues to control the offensive board here and getting a lot of opportunities on the offensive end.
Nearly a turnover. Tusek recovered it. Baseline drive. Vasiliadis lays it home.
Good ball movement into the lane, and then the kick out of Vasiliadis just takes it right to the hoop.
Points in the paint. An advantage for Tau today, but a good basket in the paint for the last possession.
Here we see, oh boy, a lot of contact there. The officials let it go. There's Tusek, and then the kick out. Vasiliadis going to the hoop.
Teletovic kicking it back out.
Good ball movement against the zone right now.
Planinic inside. Scola with one bounce and lays it in.
Nice judgment that time by Planovic, going to the basket, breaking down the zone in the seam, and then the dish to Scola, who gets nice offensive position under the basket.
5 points along with a couple rebounds so far today for Scola. Drive-in won't go for Brown, but recovering the possession. Long 3 won't go. Vasiliadis. Tusek the offensive rebound. Unicaja really getting it done, hustling it on the offensive boards. 3-point numbers, pretty solid. Unicaja taking many more, but getting many more second chances. Tusek's a good 3-point shooter. He's got his second.
Tusek's spotting up beyond the arc there, extending the defense with the 3.
Driving by Vidal. They're going to get him for an offensive foul.
Oh, my. We'll hopefully take a look at this one. We're going to see here the pass out Tusic. Uncontested three. Knocks it down. And Vidal is called for the charge at the other end. But I thought he had really pretty good position there on the drive from the offensive end.
Pepe Sanchez back in to run the point for Unicaja. Going up against Zoran Planinic. Marcus Brown. Look at the second chance points. We talked about it earlier. It's an 8-2 advantage for Unicaja.
Unicaja really sort of struggling here on the offensive set.
Tusic missing the long two. Here comes Planinic. Had nowhere to go with it. Gave it to Vidal. Vidal skipping through the lane and back out for House. Nice move inside to Scola. He'll have a chance for a three-point play.
Good look inside. Scola going to the hoop. And Scola, as we have said before, one of the better power forwards here. Really finds the opening in the seam of that zone. And then goes up strong. Creates the contact. Absorbs it. And has a chance to get a three-point play here.
Scola fouled out in that semifinal versus Panathinaikos, and really was not nearly the factor that he normally is in these Euroleague competitions. Had a timeout on the floor, all even at 24 in what has turned out to be a Spanish derby. In the third-place game at the Euroleague Final Four, Luis Scola, 7 points is the leading number for either side today. And he's been able to stay out of foul trouble. He's picked up 1, but he's going to have a chance to complete a three-point play when we come out.
Nice job in this World Cup. And one of the reasons, of course, was Sabezas, Jimenez, Navarro, who plays for Barcelona also. And then our Pau Gasol, of course, right there, plays for Memphis, hobbling there as he had a foot injury that kept him out a good part of the NBA season this year.
And of course, both these combatants in this ball game tonight hail from the Spanish League, one of the finest leagues in all of the world, year in and year out. They would probably claim that it's the best league in all of Europe every year, and they'd certainly have an argument.
Yeah, they certainly would. The Spanish League, along with the Russian League, is now considered the two really top leagues. There's a few other leagues I'm sure that would argue with me, but a lot of NBA scouts believe that the Russian League and the Spanish leagues are two at the top. Scola will be interesting to see at the end of this year. Scola, who really belongs to San Antonio in the NBA, and there's a lot of talk that he may take his skills and try the NBA next year with San Antonio.
It'd be interesting to see. He is starting to, certainly not old, but is starting to move on up in years, where it's going to become less and less of an opportunity to get to the NBA. He's 27 years old. Certainly don't want to wait till your 30s.
No. Garbajosa, of course, from the Spanish League in Unicaja, of course, had a great season with Toronto this year. He's 29 and 29-year-old rookie.
Kostas Vasiliadis making a big impact off the bench today for Unicaja. Hits a 3-ball there. Got 8 points in the game. The leading scorer for Unicaja, who's got a 2-point lead coming up on 4 minutes to play in the second quarter. Planinic the drive. Tough off-balance shot goes.
Really a nice play by Planinic. Absorbs the contact, in balance, driving to the hoop, driving to his left and shooting the ball with his right hand. Always a difficult situation.
De Miguel inside, gets fouled off a fine feed from Sanchez. 2 free throws coming for Ignacio De Miguel.
Yeah, Pepe, I really like to watch him play. Everything is smooth and clever, going to the hoop, drawing the defense, and then hitting De Miguel in the middle there. Nice slick pass. De Miguel goes up strong, gets knocked in the head, stays with it, goes to the foul line.
And we'll try to salvage 1 of 2. Foul went on Sergio Vidal. Fred House getting some words from Coach Bozidar Malkovic, the Serbian legend, four-time Euroleague championship coach and the third coach of the season for this Tau team, who began the year very successfully with Velimir Perisovic. Chest pains before the round of the top 16 and did not return to the team. Ignacio Lescano won 3, 4, 5 games in his absence and then was replaced and is retained on the staff. But now the new head man, Malkovic, he was available, and Tau thought maybe he was their best chance to go and win a EuroLeague title. Not going to happen this year. They could still win the Spanish League. Yeah, they can still win the Spanish League, and they've really had an outstanding year. They had the most victories of all in EuroLeague play, and they have really got a sound foundation in which to move forward. And they were here last year at the Final Four. This is 2 years in a row now that they've been there, and really have got the nice, good foundation to maybe come back again next year. For now, they trail by a point. 3.5 minutes to play in the first half. Versus Unicaja with the ball, wearing white. Ignacio De Miguel, nice little elbow jumper for the three-point advantage. Yeah, De Miguel flashing into the paint area at the elbow to catch and shoot. Rakocevic crossing over into the lane. Top runner goes. And once again, we see why he led the EuroLeague in scoring. A very offensive-minded, good one-on-one player. Nice drive with the crossover. In that important elimination semifinal against Panathinaikos, he and Scola were only able to combine for 10 points, 2-6, third three of the game. He's got it going. They're going to the hot hand from the outside. Tau's got to get out on him. He's now the leading scorer in the game. And Planovic continues to be able to drive and penetrate into the lane. Here he takes it all the way to the hoop. We're going to see Tusak just spot up, catch and shoot. His third one. They cannot leave him open. He's got the hot hand. Chance for a three-point play for Planovic. Planovic, the first year with Tau, but had a 3-season NBA career with New Jersey. Good size at a guard at 6'6". De Miguel hits from the elbow. So Unicaja really taking what they can find from this Tau defense. It's got the three-point lead. 5 points for De Miguel. Time to set up for Rakocevic, who doesn't really need any time, and that was like shooting a free throw for him. He's got a very quick release and now starting to heat up as well. You got to stay with him. He runs around. He goes very well without the basketball, sets his man up, and he's a good catch and shoot guy. That three even things up at 35. Now under 2 minutes to play in the first half. Off another Unicaja turnover. There's right. He's still feeling it. This time the pull-up won't go. Splitter takes down the rebound, gets it back, going strong. Rejected by Jimenez. Boy, Splitter's got to do better there. He's got 6-inch advantage on Jimenez. Yeah, here he goes in. Doesn't really go up strong and create the contact. Jimenez just a little bit of more experience, of course. Goes up and just blocks it. But Splitter will have to learn that, and he's got a opportunity because of his size and his age. He could be one of the lottery picks. Catch and shoot for Rakocevic. It's a three to give Tau the lead now. So maybe things starting to come together a bit. We're going to take a look at spots up and drills it. What a game he's having. 14 points now for Rakocevic. By far the leading number in the game. And being attended to, Carlos Jimenez for Unicaja underneath the basket. Walking a bit gingerly now. And he's going to come off. Boy, another injury for Unicaja. They've really had a lot of injuries here late in this season.
2 eye surgeries on the same team. That's, you know, unbelievable.
It really is. Obviously, Santiago's happened a few weeks ago. He's going to be out for a little while. Cabezas, you know, it looked bad when he came out of the game on Friday, but he did return for some time in the second half.
Right. Ended up having eye surgery following the game.
Incredible. Planinic knocked it away. Vasiliadis trying to make something happen on the baseline. Tipped away, but it will stay with Unicaja, but only 2 seconds on the shot clock.
Scariola barking out instructions what he'd like to see.
Marcus Brown off the inbound. Oh, they got a very good look at it, but they could not convert.
Not only a good look on it, but also a good follow through.
Down low, Splitter kicks it back out. Rakocevic makes the pass to the corner. Teletovic misses on the 3, and a foul in the rebounding action is going to go against Unicaja. And here now a timeout on the floor in the final minute of the first half of this third-place game. Cerámica from Vitoria, Spain. Unicaja from Málaga battling it out in Athens for the consolation game of the 2007 Euroleague Final Four. It is all heading towards this. Later on today, check the time in your area of the world. ESPN brings you the 2007 Euroleague Basketball Championship. Panathinaikos, the host team, taking on defending champion CSKA from Moscow. This shapes up to be an epic battle of giants on the continent.
Well, absolutely, Mark. These are 2 of the elite teams in Euroleague, and Panathinaikos fortunately has the home advantage in a sense because they're playing right here in Athens, and CSKA Moscow, of course, just really has an outstanding team. Everybody, most everybody back from last year's championship team. That's going to be a real exciting battle.
It absolutely is, with CSKA also getting, I think that's the first of all the games that
I have never seen that before. Very
going
interesting.
Straight through the hoop.
But what do we got here?
CSKA, yes, with that basically entire returning roster from that championship team, as you mentioned, and you know, David Anderson, the Australian star who was on the team last year but didn't play after the regular season. Now he is not only back, he comes off the bench, and he's been one of their most key players once they've gotten to the elimination round level.
Oh, he really has. It, of course, came up real big in the semifinal game the other day, a couple days ago.
Down low. Oh, big hammer down attempt by Teletovic as he was fouled. Oh, that is going after it.
Yeah, Teletovic is only 21 years old, 6'9", from Bosnia, a very talented player, a very good outside shooter, but we see that the draw into the paint and just going up strong there. Didn't get the ball to go through, but looked good at it, I'll tell you. Very impressive.
Well, the ball never went through, and it may not even have been a foul here.
Well, it looked like it got a little bit of the head to me.
Look at Marko Tusek, came off the bench for 3 3-pointers. I guess the discussion was the ball sent out of the cylinder by the defense, which it wasn't. It was clearly by the own impetus provided by Teletovic on the dunk and the holding on to the rim. So no basket, no foul.
Play on.
Play on. Just 15 seconds now to play in the first half. Tau has the 3-point lead. The ball, the shot clock is off. They'll try to use it all. 6 for Planinic. Step back from 3. Got his own miss. Lays it in with the left with a second left.
Tau goes in on a very positive in the locker room here at halftime with a very positive play there by Planinic.
Well, this was a tightly fought game. Unicaja led for much of the first half, but Tau going in with a bit of momentum here and their largest lead of the game in this third place matchup at Euroleague Final Four 2007. This all-Spanish derby, rivals from the Spanish League battling it out for third place. It is Tau with the 5-point advantage heading for halftime. Tau with a 40-35 advantage over Spanish League rival Unicaja in this third-place game at the Euroleague Final Four. Neither team with a chance to win that championship, but they're trying to come away with third place. Let's go back to the top 10 from the semifinals. Serkan Erdogan, the driving layup in the Panathinaikos versus Tau matchup.
Yeah, we see it here again in transition, late in the ball game. Nice basket that time by Erdogan.
And play number 9. Unicaja, Carlos Jimenez.
Driving the hoop on the baseline, lays it up there. We see him going very strong.
Play number 8 comes from the host team, Panathinaikos, with some good sharing of the basketball.
Yeah, great in transition that time. Dealt to Batiste, Didikudis.
One of the many moments that the Panathinaikos home fans had to cheer on their side. Batiste had a tremendous ball game with a double-double, and there, the assist. And now for Ceska. David Anderson following in off the glass.
Anderson really came out, made a great contribution. Comes here from the weak side. No one blocks him out. No one checks him. It's all David Anderson around that rim, and he knocks it down with a dunk.
Play number 6 for Tau. Luis Scola didn't do much offensively, but a great effort on this one possession for Tau.
Well, he really is a great, rugged player in and around the hoop. Makes a real nice pass that time to a splitter for the dunk.
Play number 5, Unicaja had some great defense in their matchup versus Ceska. Marcus Faison providing one of the great end-to-end moments of that game.
Absolutely great anticipation, stepping into the path of the ball, and then takes it coast to coast for the 2 points.
Play number 4, Panathinaikos in their matchup versus Tau. Sonny Basirovic came out smoking in the first quarter, hitting that 3-ball.
He really had a nice ball game. Like you said, came out strong, had 15 for the game, but it was all his scoring early on in the game that got Panathinaikos off to that great offensive start.
Some defense for play number 3. Ceska's 7-footer, Brandon Spiegel denying Tusek.
Great movement from the weak side, steps in there and just says, no, no, no. We got a nice projection here. Comes all the way from the weak side, goes up strong. Good timing for the block.
Play number 2 for Panathinaikos. Tony Delk off the steal, goes the length of the court for Mike Batiste.
Batiste with the run out, 15 points, 12 boards. A real factor in this semifinal game.
And play number 1. The Greek star Theo Papaloukas playing for the defending champ CSKA Moscow.
But Papaloukas there on the run out for the dunk, and it was Papaloukas who came off the bench once again to ignite this CSKA team.
Defending champs CSKA from Moscow and the defending Euroleague Final Four MVP. Can he add another one? We're going to find out later on today when CSKA takes on Panathinaikos. The Greek giant getting to play in the Euroleague championship game at home, and they'll need that crowd behind them if they're going to knock off the defending champs. Meanwhile, in the third place game, Tau battling another Spanish side, Unicaja. Tau with a 5-point lead as we head for the third quarter. That's coming up in a little while. Welcome back to the Euroleague Final Four here on ESPN. It is the third place game from Athens. Tau leading Unicaja by 5. Mark Brown along with Gail Goodrich. Let's take it back to the first quarter. Luis Scola looking for a better outing than he had in the semifinals. And a couple of quick hoops here. We got Splitter scoring inside. Pepe Sanchez looking for Wells. And then finding Jimenez. They have Rakosevich racking up the points here. A little bit of defense as well from Tau coming from Fred House. Tau was down 1 heading into the second, and Kostas Vasiliadis had a big hoop there. Rakosevich and Planinic, though, played great in the second quarter.
Yeah, they really did, and that really is the difference of the ballgame. Rakosevich has 14 points on 4 for 6 for shooting from three-point land, and Planinic is really doing a nice job penetrating and scoring as well. He has 10 points.
They look at these shooting numbers. Tau getting it done inside the arc at a great clip and very good from beyond the arc as well. Unicaja not so good inside the arc.
Yeah, they 5 for 14 as we see here versus the 10 for 16 for Tau, and that really is the difference in this ball game. Just a 5-point difference at this point, and so we'll see what happens in the second half. Unicaja's got to come out, I think, with a little bit more aggressive play than they did in the first half, and maybe pick up their defense a little bit.
24 points combined from Planinic and Rakosevich. That has Tau up 5 heading for the third. Well, at the Euroleague Gala dinner last night, Theo Papaloukas was awarded the Euroleague MVP for the entirety of the season. Just great balance of numbers and can really help you win basketball.
Oh, he really can. I mean, the guy has just been fantastic this year. Well-deserved honor.
And the rest of the Euroleague All Euroleague team. First team, Demetrios Diamantidis from Panathinaikos, also the defensive player of the year. No surprise to see Navarro up there. Langdon, another great shooter, and up front, you can't get much better big men than those two, Scola and Vucic.
Yeah, they really were outstanding. We're getting to see Scola today, but he was really outstanding this year.
On the second team, the starting backcourt for Tau, Prigioni and Rakosevich. Siskauskas also on that team, along with Smotis, big man up front, for Seska, and Lazaros Papadopoulos from Dynamo Moscow. A lot, big premium placed on stars from winning teams, and as it should be, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely, Mark. And we've seen a lot of these players here in the Final Four.
Baseline jumper to start the third quarter goes for Ignacio De Miguel, and Unicaja's back within 3.
Yeah, and Unicaja continues to pass the ball and do very, very well. They had 11 assists, actually 12 assists in that first half. So, and they've only got like 16 field goals. So they are leading, those assists are leading to baskets, and they really are keeping them in along with their offensive rebounding.
Drive won't go for Rakosevich, saved in by Splitter, but hauled down by Marcus Faison, who's fouled by Prigioni. He probably is not going to be too thrilled with that one. He came into the second half with 2 fouls. That'll be his third.
Yeah, just really a careless foul that time by Prigioni, and he's going to stay in the ball game.
1 minute gone in the third. Pepe Sanchez with 5 first half assists. Gets it back from De Miguel. 6 on the shot clock.
Oh, what a beautiful pass.
How did he find him? And then a shot clock violation off the air ball. Didn't have quite enough time to recollect that ball and get it down.
Boy, what a sensational look that time inside by Pepe. Didn't quite go, but great idea, and the fact that he could get it in there was pretty amazing.
Kaletovic getting the start in the second half. Number 12 in red for Tau. Rakosevich has it taken away by Carlos Jimenez. Gary Wells decides to send it back out to Pepe Sanchez. Tried to throw in the post. It was stolen away by Prigioni, one of the top steal men on the continent, and he hits the 3-ball from the corner to double the lead to 6.
Well, he really has a nice touch. You can see that. And doesn't take a lot of shots, Prigioni, but he has a very, very nice shot. Again, it was his deflection that on the defensive end that helped set that up.
What a delivery. Pepe Sanchez with his 6th assist of the game. De Miguel, all he had to do was drop it in.
Well, it's got to be a great pleasure to play with Pepe Sanchez, because he is really a pass-first type of guy at that point guard position. And if you're a scorer and a shooter, boy, that's the kind of guy you want to be playing with.
Oh, Rakocevic is so comfortable taking that one bounce to his left. He hits another 3-ball. Like they're going to give him a 2 there, so 16 for him and a 6-point Tau lead.
And you can see, he shoots 53% on the year, 47 from 3, and you can understand why. I mean, the guy just can shoot the basketball, and has done it for a number of years. Very deceptive in terms of size. At 6'6", he's got good size and works very well without the basketball.
Foul in the post up there. Splitter got the push in the back from Ignacio De Miguel.
We'll take a look here. The dribble, really the elevation there, and the quick release before the defense can react.
Just that right toe hitting the line there, making it a 2. There he is now trying to get into the lane, and kicked away. And they'll recycle the shot clock. And it will be Tau ball underneath. Rakocevic out deep beyond the arc. And now it's Splitter. Oh, gets the feed to Splitter from Vidal for the easy lane. And now the lead pushed up to 8, largest of the game.
Really a nice set play that time. Took the ball, reversed it to the weak side, and then took it into the lane, and Splitter rolling to the basket. Beautiful pass, good execution.
Oh, how about that slicing drive by Faison?
Well, that's what he can do best. He's a combo guard, can penetrate, slashes in there, goes all the way. The defense was non-existent, and he just laid it up.
3-ball won't go for Vidal. Here comes Pepe Sanchez, head always up.
Now we'll back it up and set it up.
Jimenez inside, poked away by Prigioni, but it will be Unicaja ball underneath.
Prigioni is one of the best at stealing the basketball, has great anticipation. Here's we see Faison on the play before, driving to the basket. Uncontested layup.
And then the deep 3-ball. Unicaja got down 8, but they're fighting their way back. Jimenez cashing in the 3 to cut the lead in half. Rakocevic trying to make something happen, not rewarded for his efforts. Here comes Sanchez. No numbers, but sets up Yuri Welsh. Good look at a 3. Faison the offensive rebound. Finds Jimenez, who lays it in.
And Unicaja continues to pound the offensive board. Faison that time gets the rebound. The nice little dish inside to Jimenez. But that time and time again, and we saw in the first half, and we're continuing to see it in the second half, Unicaja is pounding the offensive boards, and it's really keeping them in this ballgame.
They've got an 11-4 advantage on the offensive glass. Luis Scola did not start the second half. He comes back in favor of Mirza Teletovic with the once 8-point lead shaved down to 1.
Unicaja, this would be a nice victory for them. This is the first time they've been in the Final Four, and they'd like to get this victory, and they're just not going away. They're hanging right in there.
Scola can't hit, but Splitter is there to tip it back. He's got 6 points.
Good pick and roll, missed a shot, but Splitter coming from the weak side, slicing in there.
Sanchez hits a 3 behind Jimenez screen.
Sanchez just keeps shooting that 3 once in a while, keep everybody honest.
10-2 Unicaja run, which followed their biggest deficit of the game, and a foul out there as Yuri Welsh tried to run through the Scola screen. Welsh will pick up the personal.
Nice call by the official. Scola was set there, and Welsh, he just, as we take another look here, he just runs right through him. A careless foul. He didn't need to. He could have either gone below or over the top.
And we're going to get the perspiration mopped up from where Scola hit the deck. Harry Welsh. That was just his first foul. And Unicaja has come out with some pretty good numbers of support on their travel from northern Spain in Vitoria. Rather, Tau coming from Vitoria. Unicaja coming from Málaga. But no doubt the real green that'll be filling this arena in a couple of hours, or a little bit less, is that of Panathinaikos, the host team. Another deep ball from Tau Cerámica.
Rakosevic? Yep, Rakosevic. Guy can really shoot the basketball.
Deep range on that one. Now a steal. That one just gift wrap for Prigioni. Here comes Rakosevic splitting the D, passing off, and a hard foul. Vidal getting hit from Marcus Faison.
Yeah, Rakosevic just really pushing the basketball in transition. The good pass. And Vidal just got leveled.
Fred House coming back in with his 4 points for Tau.
Let's take another look at it. And, oh, that had to hurt a little bit. Faison just leveled him. And there's no shooting foul on that.
No, just inbound. There's a foul story. Unicaja quickly moving up towards handing the bonus to Tau in the quarter. That one rolls out for Prigioni. And quick release out to Vasiliadis. And, oh, what a great reaction from Prigioni. Now Tau coming back the other way. Scola catch and shoot. Oh, it just rolls off on the bank.
And we're starting to go up and down, a little quicker pace here. Pepe Sanchez decides, let's slow it down. Let's play within ourselves here. Run our game plan.
Quick touch pass. Jimenez found a wide open Welsh. Couldn't hit the three. And Jimenez keeping it alive and draws the 4th foul on Pablo Prigioni. Could be a little bit of an issue for Tau.
He's going to have to sit. We're going to take a look at it. There's oh my, oh, I don't know, you know, Prigioni, I don't know, he's got to say, what am I going to do here to get a foul? He says, where am I supposed to go?
Wow, that was an interesting foul call, particularly given that it's his 4th and it's going to put him on the bench for a while.
Yeah, I got to tell you, Mark, I do not understand that.
How do you call that? If any, I mean, it appeared to be in live action just a simple over the back play where it's got to be on Jimenez, and that replay was even more obvious than I thought. Here's the steal from Vidal, and he'll hammer it down with 2 hands to make it a 5-point Tau lead.
Yeah, nice anticipation that time by Vidal, anticipating the pass, taking it and going coast to coast.
First bucket of the game for Sergi Vidal. Here's Jimenez trying to operate against Scola. Kicks it out. Wells just inside the arc. Can't get the roll. Splitter the rebound. 5th rebound of the game for Thiago Splitter. The Brazilian is leading all players with the 5 rebounds today. Planovic off the hesitation. Gets to the basket.
Good, nice explosive move that time by Planovic. Going to the basket. We're going to see Vidal here with the dunk on after the steal. Another look at it. Different angle. Same result.
So the timeout. Zoran Planic having an outstanding game for Tau. And as we mentioned before, he's a guy who is quite a resume in the international game, including the NBA game. Here we're looking back to 2001. Looks a little different, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little younger. 5 years ago, and of course, then he spent 3 seasons there with the Nets in New Jersey. Nice little block that time. Never got a real handle on the NBA game, and didn't see a whole lot of play with the Nets, but I'm sure gained a lot of experience, and now has come back here to Europe and is really making a nice contribution here for Tau Cerámica. Very solid basketball player, has having a very good game with 12 points here in this ball game today.
Hails from Croatia, which has clearly been a basketball hotbed. right now we look at a quick little run over the last 2 minutes plus that Tau has been on a little 7-0 shutout to regain a little bit of an advantage against Unicaja. Nice overhead shot from Olympic Sports Center in Athens. And a 7-point advantage. A couple of big runs. A 10-2 run by Unicaja to draw even, and a 7-0 run by Tau to answer. Planet just hounding Alfonso Sanchez. Couldn't force the turnover.
Yeah, Alfonso Sanchez really running the point and giving Pepe Sanchez a little bit of relief out there.
With normal starter Carlos Cabezas not available with the eye surgery immediately after the semifinal game. Sanchez really the only proven point guard on this Unicaja roster, and maybe wouldn't have expected to see Alfonso Sanchez in, but he is getting plenty of run today.
Yeah, and also you know, Bernie Rodriguez is also out, so they really are short-handed at the point guard position. But it's a good opportunity for Sanchez to Alfonso to come in here and get a little bit of experience.
Just shy of 20 years old, so a youngster getting a chance to play in a high-profile competition like the Euroleague Final Four. And there, Ignacio De Miguel getting a seat on the bench for Unicaja. Up in his place, Marco Tusek. Tusek, the sturdy post defender and three-point shooter, and that is what he's done tonight extremely well. He's hit all 3 of his three-pointers. Florent Petrus also into the lineup for Unicaja.
So Unicaja trying to gain some time using their bench here.
Vidal gets it out for House. House still after his own miss. Who touched it last? House did. It'll go to Unicaja.
And House has been struggling with his shot. Really known as a lockdown defender, but has really struggled. It was 0 for 11 2 days ago against in the semifinal game against Panathinaikos, and hasn't fared too much better here today. Did get 1 basket on the breakaway dunk.
Tusek had it knocked away by the quick hands of Sergi Vidal. 6 on the shot clock. There is Dejan Tomasevic, who will be one of the big men on his cell phone there. A couple calls in before the Euroleague championship game. He'll be playing for Panathinaikos. Inside Welsh. Can't get it to go. Shot clock violation, but actually the possession had gone to Tau by that time. Here comes Planinic. He has been a great penetrator today. Gets it off for Scola, who lays it in.
Yeah, good decision making by Planinic. Running in transition, pushing the ball up, and then finds Scola underneath.
10 points now for Scola. Becomes the 3rd Tau player in double digits, joining Planinic with 12 and 16 for Rakocevic.
Marcus Brown checks in for Unicaja.
We'll see if he can spark something, because right now his team is down 9. It's their largest deficit of the game. House was diving into a passing lane, deflected it out of bounds, trying to sell Nikos Pitsilkas that he did not touch the ball. And the one Greek official in this Final Four, Nikos, not buying it. Tough little runner, gets the roll. Marcus Brown on the scoreboard here in the second half.
Nice hesitation fake that time. Defense goes by, takes another dribble and floats it in. Marcus Brown, of course, started the season as the top Euro scorer.
How about the defense by Petrus? Sent it back. Not in my house. Fred House.
Well, Petrus, of course, is a very athletic player, and we see there his jumping ability, and he just took it and just get it out of here.
Planinic in transition hits the 3. He is having an outstanding ball game tonight.
Yeah, he really is. That's his 15th point, and doing a nice job, I think, of really using good judgment and pushing the ball, when not to push it, when to run in transition, when to penetrate.
The lead is now 10. 4 seconds to play in the first half. Rather, the third quarter, and the miss from the corner from Alfonso Sanchez. A chance for Unicaja to try and cut into that lead just a little bit, but right now the team from Vitoria, Spain, Tau, despite this failed take to the basket, will have a 10-point lead heading into the fourth quarter. Euroleague Final Four, the fourth quarter underway of the third-place game. Tau with a basketball and a 10-point lead over their Spanish League rival, Unicaja. Mark Brown along with Gail Goodrich. And just one of two Euroleague Final Fours you'll be seeing here today. The championship game a little while from now. Panathinaikos versus Ceska should be a great one. Zoran Planinic missing a three, but an outstanding game for him. He's got 15 points coming into the fourth quarter. Marcus Brown holding out well beyond the arc, guarded by Fred House. Now a screen from Petrus. Oh, you can't leave Tusek alone. He's just made every single one he's taken from out there. He's got 12.
Yeah, Tusek says, throw me the ball. I'll shoot it.
4 for 4 from three-point range.
And there's not even anybody within 5 or 6 feet of him.
No, not a secret. That's what he does, shoot those balls.
Yep.
Put a hand up. Easy for me to say. Sergi Vidal.
Looking inside. Very patient here.
Here's Scola against Petrus. Goes for the quick turnaround and blocked by Petrus at a shot clock violation. The ball never getting to the rim. Unicaja coming the other way.
Well, Petrus really, has got great athletic ability, and that's the second or third time now we've seen today. His ability to get off his feet quickly.
Man, I'm thinking Scola hasn't had that turnaround block too many times, and that wasn't even close. Couple of blocks today for Petrus. Little leaner won't go for Vasiliadis, and Scola the rebound. Oh, Vasiliadis nearly stole it. It's still Tau ball. Splitter and a post up. There's your shooting numbers overall. 57% from the field for Tau. That'll go down a little bit after the Planinic miss, but still another possession for Tau with the 7-point lead. Fred House trying to get three behind the screen. It'll go against Unicaja's Marcus Brown.
Coming off the screen down low with the curl.
First foul of the game on Brown. After losing the all-time EuroLeague scoring lead during the course of this season while injured to Luis Scola, Brown was able to push it back up above the 2,000-point mark all-time EuroLeague play. He and Scola the only players to do that, at least to date.
And we got a little touch foul here on Tusek, trying to guard Splitter.
Third foul of the game on Tusek. Planinic
trying to get something going here. Goes into the lane.
Can't get the roll. Nick Splitter can't either. Put back for Scola.
And Tau starting to make their mark on the offensive boards. We saw second and third attempts and 2 points results from the effort.
12 points now for Scola. Who's now guarding Tusek. Tusek takes him to the basket and draws the whistle. Scola pleading his case, but a chance for three for Marco Tusek.
Yeah, Tusek just having an outstanding ball game tonight. Goes strong with the left hand. Scola continues to plead his case.
Here comes Rakocevic back into the ball game. 16 points for him on what has been a fine shooting night. 4 for 6 from three-point range.
Yeah, absolutely. 4 for 6, 2 for 5 for twos. He really has a scorer's mentality. He looks to score at every opportunity, and that's what you like in a two-guard.
Marco Tusek, 15 points, by far the high number for Unicaja. Carlos Jimenez has 10. Nobody else from the side from Málaga is in double digits as of this point. Prigioni back in with the 4 fouls. Finds Splitter. Wait, he traveled. Looked like the play was setting up beautifully, but Splitter called for the walk.
He got a little excited. He thought he was going to get the dunk, I think, here. And then he said, oh, well, I'm just going to go up strong, but shuffled his feet. I think a pretty good call by the official. There we see the factual foul. A little bit late on the walk. Good versatility for the 6'11" youngster.
6-point deficit. Make it 4 as Brown gets all the way to the basket. Not over yet.
And that's where we did not see the versatility of the youngster because he just allowed the offensive player to go right to the hoop, non-contested. That's just inexperience.
Wide open down low. Splitter lays it in with the left.
Splitter starting to come alive on the offensive end now.
8 points for Thiago Splitter. Played his juniors in his native Brazil before moving to Spain at a very young age. 3 ball for Marcus Brown.
Unicaja hanging right in.
They don't give up.
No, 6 minutes to go. Very competitive.
Look at the three-point numbers. Vidal into the lane, bounce for Scola, hangs and hits. A brilliant play for the Argentine sensation.
Absolutely a great play. Like you said, Mark, good head, floating in the air, let the defense come down and puts it in.
Brown on the breakdown, blocked from behind by Splitter. It will remain Unicaja ball with 8 seconds on the shot clock.
Here we see the drive in and the block from behind. Good recovery. There we see Prigioni with the bounce pass. Look at the hesitation. Draws the defense around. Once again, we see Splitter with the block and the recovery.
A 5-point lead for Tau. Still plenty of time in this one. Unicaja has gotten down by double digits in the second half and has battled their way back. And of course, Euroleague Final Four not over yet. Later on today, check the time in your area of the world. The championship game, the final. Panathinaikos will host CSKA Moscow. How fortuitous. Panathinaikos with another great season in Euroleague, the year that they are hosting the Final Four. They'll need their best effort and their crowd behind them in order to dethrone the defending champion, CSKA Moscow. And we'll have it for you here on ESPN. And the atmosphere inside OAKA Arena may be a little bit lacking at the moment because it is a third-place game. But come the final, Gale, it's going to be rocking.
It will be rocking. It will be chaos. It will be exciting. A lot of intensity, a lot of energy. And they'll, of course, be rooting for their home team, Panathinaikos, the Greens.
Tusek and Brown have scored the last 11 points for Unicaja as they send it inbound. 6 on the shot clock. Tusek draws 2 defenders out for Brown. Wide open, and it's nothing on the 3. Didn't draw iron, so the shot clock expired.
And we're seeing the versatility of Tusek that time. We've seen him step outside and hit the 3. We saw him drive to his left using his left hand, and that time driving, and then the kick and the pass out for the good percentage shot there behind the arc, but this didn't knock it down.
Luis Scola knocked away by the long arms of Petrus. What a factor he's been defensively.
Really nice defensive effort that time by Petrus. Again, very athletic player, very quick, and really can jump.
Petrus wants it in a post-up against the smaller Prigioni. Now he has it, but he runs into a 7-footer, has to kick it out. Sanchez, the penetration, can't get the roll, but he'll get to the line for 2.
You know, you watch Pepe Sanchez play. He doesn't have that great explosive quickness, but he is just so under control as he weaves in and out of the defense. We see there the reach in and the foul. He's going to go to the foul line for 2. But just such a smart basketball player.
Pepe strokes the first, an 83% free throw shooter in Euroleague play.
He's got 7 assists tonight's ball game.
And he hits them both. It would be quite a little feather in the cap. It is a third-place game, a consolation game. But, you know, Tau has been a power over the last several years now in the Spanish League and on the continent in general. Unicaja would certainly like to have a victory over them.
Well, as you said, you know, earlier on, this is a team that was really like 7-7 during the regular season play, and really has put together and come together as a team here late, and it would be a nice feather in their cap if they could go home with the third-place finish here in their first Euroleague Final Four.
Yes, and Gale had 7-7 regular season. They started the year 4-7, won 3 in a row to close it out to comfortably get into that top 16. And since then, they've been 10-5. So they've really turned their fortunes around. Rakocevic off balance, can't hit, but the offensive rebound putback won't go. Splitter cleans up where Vidal couldn't.
Again, a great effort by Splitter. And Vidal on the boards. Second and third attempts starting to really hurt Unicaja here late in the fourth quarter. And there is Tusic with a screen and pop, and another three by Tusic.
He's been perfect beyond the arc. 5 for 5. He's got 18 points, and he's got his team back within a deuce. Here's Splitter. Gives to Rakocevic. That one won't fall. A chance to tie for Unicaja or take the lead. Beautiful bounce inside, and now back out for Tusic. Well, that one was well contested by Scola. And now a foul in transition.
The good closeout that time on Tusic. First one he's missed from out there beyond the arc. We there see Pepe Sanchez with 7 assists.
Now Pepe Sanchez giving up the foul rather than a quick fast break opportunity. If you're just joining us from Olympic Stadium in Athens, it's the third-place game of the Final Four in Euroleague. Mark Brown along with Hall of Famer Gail Goodrich. Tau clinging to a 2-point advantage over their Spanish League rival, Unicaja. Tau in the red. Rakocevic. Oh, they're rotating some men out to him. Offensive foul. Rakocevic extended the arm. How much more can Florent Petrus do defensively? Block, steal, move the feet. He's doing it all.
Yeah, he really is doing it all defensively. And, you know, Petrus with a good quickness out there. We're going to take another look and watch the right arm there. He just pushes him away. Great call by the official. And Rakocevic doesn't like it, but I got to tell you, that's a good call.
Let's go back to January when Unicaja was taking on Lautomatica on a final second delivery inside. Petrus got it, but it was this pass from Pepe Sanchez that got it done.
Yeah, and once again, we really see how clever Pepe Sanchez is. And I mean, here he is running a point. Now pulls up, and at the only 1 second to go at the buzzer, fires a three.
That forced overtime, and then this was the game 3 decider with 7 seconds left. Pepe's 4th 3 of the game, and a game winner to put his team in the Final Four. Numbers, you really can't do numbers with Pepe Sanchez unless you're counting assists. It's his clutch ability.
You're absolutely right. He makes big plays at the right time. I mean, the guy just loves the pressure. He loves to make that big play, whether it's a pass or whether it's a shot. He's the guy that you want the ball in his hands come crunch time.
And we'll see whether today will come down to such a moment. Unicaja knows that they can trust Pepe Sanchez in those moments.
Two-point ball game.
And a chance to tie again. 3 minutes to play. Sanchez with countryman Scola out there extended to him. 2 Argentine stars. Trying to take him in. Instead, Tusic. This time, Tusic will drive on Splitter. A rebound, Vidal.
Good look that time by Tusic.
I'll give Tau some credit there. They did not give Tusic the 3-point look. Prigioni. Rakocevic working against Brown. 4 on the shot clock.
Great.
Stripped away by Brown.
Great defense.
2-on-1. Sanchez. Brown. Can't get the roll, but he'll have 2 free throw attempts to tie.
Boy, you look at Sanchez on the break here. He absolutely was in control the whole way. And just then at the last moment, dishes it off. Brown does not get it to go, but What a nice fast break, a 2-on-1 break with Pepe Sanchez leading the way.
Well, there was a chance that foul was on Prigioni. Instead, they call it on the trailer behind Brown. If it was on Prigioni, could have been a problem there for Tao. He's got the 4 personals, but remains on the floor.
And Brown, a 92% free throw shooter on the year. That's the guy you want going to the line if you're a Unicaja fan.
Planinic back in the game. Has had an outstanding ball game, scoring the ball for Tao today. He and Prigioni in the backcourt. Another wing player in Vidal. Scola and Splitter up front for the team in red. 69 apiece. Coming up on 2 minutes to play. And Planinic was fouled. A little hand check from Marcus Brown.
Little ticky-tacky there. Tao with 3 guards, the 3-guard lineup, trying to spread the court. Planinic trying to go one-on-one, holding the ball out now. They'll do a little pick and roll.
Now it's Scola, well beyond the arc, gives to Vidal, and now back in the hands of Vidal. Still plenty of time on the shot clock. 10 seconds for Planinic. Still bouncing. 5 on the shot clock. Now he goes. Leaves inside in traffic. Scola can't get it to go. He remains tied.
And a great rebound by Petrus. Clearing the boards.
The Tau fans can't believe their man Scola missed from point-blank range, regardless of the defensive pressure. Now shot clock down to 6 for Unicaja. Oh, deep 3 ball. Oh, Marcus Brown! It's a huge shot for the 3-point advantage.
Great shot that time by Marcus Brown.
Quick ball moving around the perimeter. Prigioni answers with a 3 to tie.
And Prigioni counters. Doesn't shoot a lot, but he can make it out there. What a clutch basket by Prigioni.
3-point numbers in the quarter. Unicaja 4 of 6. Where would they be without it? Petrus, the tip back off the Pepe miss.
And Petrus just assuming every shot is missed, going to the basket strong.
Scola going into traffic and a travel. The collapsing defense from Unicaja has forced a turnover with 44 seconds left. That last basket, Gale, by Petrus was his first of the game, but he's been a dominant presence.
Yeah, he really has been a dominant presence, and he goes to the offensive board, goes to the defensive board. A real solid defensive player. Here's Scola. Looks like there's a little contact. Doesn't get the call.
The officials letting him play down there in the paint in these final moments, and the Unicaja fans, oh, they are loving this. Hanging in there. They trailed by 10 points not too long ago. They refused to give up. A great defensive effort from Petrus and others. And in the last 3:08, Unicaja on a 10-3 run. They've got a 2-point lead and the basketball.
And Tao as Dumais letting this game slip away.
And we're just really getting started here on ESPN. The Euroleague Final Four from Athens concludes later on today. About an hour after we're done here, the final. Panathinaikos taking on CSKA. 2 storied franchises in all of Europe will battle it out for the 2007 Euroleague title. You'll see it all live here on ESPN.
And Mark, these are the 2 elite teams in Euroleague play. It's only fitting that they should be playing for the championship.
And it is amazing if you tried to kind of lay it out at the beginning of the year. You've got the defending champs. You've got everybody back. You figure, yeah, they're an odds-on favorite to get there. And then Panathinaikos just writing the script that was already laid out because they would be hosting the Euroleague Final Four. So it's all turned out just like probably the organizers at home.
Yeah, probably. And Panathinaikos really went out and really put this team together for this Final Four.
Half a minute to play now in the 3rd place game. Marcus Brown can't hit the drive of a 2-point game now with 23 seconds left. Tau trailing by 2, but a chance to tie it or win it. Shot clock and game clock nearly in sync. Prigioni the drive and lays it in for the tie with 8.4 seconds left.
Well, they got the ball to the guy that they wanted to. And that, of course, is Rasusovic. And he takes it all. No, excuse me, that was Prigioni who takes it all the way. Sanchez opened up on the defense and was looking for help. Never got anything from the weak side. So he takes it all the way to the basket.
The Tau fans, something to get excited about here. Now they're going to need a stop. 8.4 seconds on the clock. It remains to be seen whether they put in any more backup on there, but still plenty of time for Unicaja to get something good here in the final seconds to try to pull out the victory. 74 apiece.
And credit Prigioni for just taking it right to the rack. He's got 13 points tonight. And no weak side help defense from Unicaja on that particular play.
So Sergio Scariola drawing up something. Just moments ago, we did show you those kind of buzzer-beating packages, the clutch moments that all in some way or another came from the hand of Pepe Sanchez. What do you think here, Gail? You put it in Sanchez's hands?
Well, I think you do put it in Sanchez's hands and let him make the play. You've got Brown out there, of course, who can move very well without the basketball. So you look for maybe to see him. You got Petrus going to the board strong. And then, of course, you got Tusek. Maybe you do a little screen and pop with Tusek. He's been very hot today. And, you know, obviously can knock down the three. But I think you put the ball in Sanchez and you let him make the play. You got a lot of time here, 8 seconds to go.
And to inbound at half court. Pepe Sanchez will trigger it in.
Yeah, Sanchez will throw it in, and I think will look to get the ball right back into his hands.
Good defense initially goes to the hands of Marcus Brown. Looks like they're just going to clear out for him. Breaking it down, scoops it in as Scola could not take it off the rim. 1.2 seconds left. Unicaja with a 2-point lead.
What a great isolation move that time. Going to Marcus Brown.
Here's the final second. House from beyond half court. The prayer unanswered. And Unicaja with the victory over Tau in the third-place game.
What a great, again, isolation that time. Marcus Brown going right to the basket. Goes right around Vidal. No help whatsoever. Scola trying to tip it out. Can't do it.
He actually got a piece of it, Gail, I think.
Well, it's up there. He sort of, yeah, he did. He did, and then goes right in.
The one-time all-time leading scorer in Euroleague history has ceded that place to Scola, but gets it down over him to win in the third-place game. 76-74 the final. Unicaja takes third. We're back with... It may have only meant third place, but a dramatic and emotional victory for Unicaja, knocking off giant Tau, their Spanish league rival.
Well, it was a great win for Unicaja. This is the first time they've been to the Final Four, and to come away with third place, and especially with a victory over Tau, they've got to be very, very proud. And the way they did it, you know, clearing the floor for Marcus Brown at the end of the ball game, driving to the hoop, and the fact that they came back in this ball game, it's just it's a great win for them.
And the excitement just beginning in Athens. Just over an hour from now, we'll be back on the air with live coverage of Panathinaikos taking on CSKA in the Euroleague championship game. Well, if the third place game is any indication, we're in for a great afternoon and evening of basketball. For Gail Goodrich and our entire crew, I'm Mark Brown. So long for now. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com. Unicaja takes the third place trophy with a 76-74 victory over Tau. Join us later for the EuroLeague championship game.
Basketball devotion.